Chef Constantine or Alex, he says, "Hey Bradley and team, quick question I had about outsourcing other than Odesk and Freelancer. Do you guys have any other sites you use for web development that have trust and know what they are doing? Thanks in advance." I have not used anything other than Odesk really for hiring that sort of work. Like my outsourcers that are full time, I actually hired them through onlinejobs.ph because they're full time employees. But for any type of contract work or part time stuff, I do it all through Odesk, and I've just found that to be a good place. What I typically do, and we'll talk about outsourcing a lot more. Well, mastermind members see that. Sorry. I can go over some tips for outsourcing. What I typically do for outsourcing, like on Odesk, is when I create a job, because you have to create a job to post first before you can recruit anybody to apply for the job, and I don't ever post it publicly for anybody to apply. I always hand select people that I want to apply to that job. And so what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll sort and search by certain criteria. Like they have to be 4.5 to 5 stars. They have to have at least 100 hours billed in Odesk. They have to have certain amount of time billed within recently, like latest activity. I think you can go 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, that sort of thing. Let's see. I'm hoping you guys can see me today. Yes, we can hear. Okay, cool. All right, great. Thanks, guys, for letting me know. It looks like Ed and Alex says good. Okay, thanks, guys. I appreciate that because nobody's in here with me, which is odd. If anybody wants to jump in, post it in here. You know what? I'm going to do this. Let me grab the invitation link, and I'm going to post it right on the event page. If you guys want to jump in, you're more than welcome to. That should bring you directly into the Hangout, so you'll see that appear in just a moment. Okay, so anyways, back to the Odesk thing. I always sort by certain criteria, and then I go through and I read their profile, and then I invite them to apply to the job. And the reason I do that is because if you ever post a job in Odesk, you'll get a ton of responses, and a lot of them are automated stuff because people are scraping Odesk for new jobs, and so you'll get like canned responses, and it'll be garbage, and it's a complete waste of time going through all that stuff trying to sort through those people. Another thing is, even when I ask people to apply to a specific job, I put a question in, like a statement in my job description, saying when you reply to this job application, make sure that you put white elephant in the first sentence or something. I put something in there that's odd, because if they reply and they don't have white elephant in the first sentence, then I know that they really didn't read the full job description, which means that they're not for me. I want people that can follow instructions. So that's a way to very quickly screen out people that can't follow instructions. I hope that makes sense. But you just put in like something real small that you ask them to do, something weird too, like say put big red kite in the third as the first word in the third paragraph of your response, or something like that. Just anything weird like that, because that way you can weed out people that are not paying attention or reading fully. Okay, so let me finish up with as far as web development stuff. That's all I would do, Alex, is I would just post a job in there with the job description that when you post a job, just be kind of general though. You want to be kind of vague in what it is that you want. Don't get into details until you actually start to interview outsourcers. And what I will do is I'll look for like roughly six outsourcers that I will invite, or contractors that I will invite to apply to the job. And then once they accept the invitation or decline it, and sometimes you'll get people that will decline it, they might be too busy or whatever, then what I'll do is I'll ask them in the Odesk thread, which is the email, I guess, the notification that they've accepted your job invitation or your to apply to the job. Then I'll ask for their Skype name, and I'll hook up with them on Skype and do like a 10 or 15-minute chat. It's just a text chat. It's not like a call or a video call, but I'll do a text chat with them as the actual interview. And the reason I do that is because I want to interact with them, because that's how I manage all of my outsourcers, is through Skype. And I do that, I have 3 hours every morning from 6 to 9 that I have blocked out for managing and working with my outsourcers. And so I want to make sure that we can chat with each other well in text chat first of all, and I want to know, to kind of get a feel for their personality and stuff like that. And then I make my decision on who I'm going to hire at that point. Last thing though is sometimes I will hire 2 or 3 people at the same time for the same project, especially if I'm looking for more of a long-term solution. That way I can get the results back from all three. You know, if, like let's say I hire 3 people, then I'll look at those. I'll hire all 3. I'll pay all 3 for the same task, and whichever one does the best, and not only does the best, but has the best, can follow instructions the best, or can also communicate with me the best, then they're the ones that I end up giving the permanent position to. And I tell them that up front. I say, listen, I'm testing you. I'm hiring you for this task plus, you know, 2 others or 3 others or whatever it may be, and say, I'm going to give you this task. When you will be paid for this. When you complete the task, I'm going to make my decision as to who I'm going to hire to make a permanent part of my team. Okay, and that, guys, I've done a ton of outsourcing, and so that's something that, you know, you just kind of pick up as you go. Those are some tips, though, that will really help you, because if you try to post a job initially, you're going to get a ton of responses, and like I said, they're canned responses, a lot of them, and look, hiring outsources can be a full-time job in itself. You know, there's certain things and tools and the steps that you can put into place that will automate a lot of the screening. But when it comes down to it, you really have to have some one-on-one time with your potential employees you know, contractors, or else you're going to get screwed. Trust me. Okay. All right. Let's see. BizTrends. First, Bradley, I want to thank you for being the real deal and providing such great information. I just removed the chimney pipe that I had to install because of all this. I just removed the chimney pipe that I had to install because of all the smoke that has been blown up my butt over the